Okay, so I do want to say, all of you, thank you for jumping on board. We're going to talk about how to enroll 2 high-ticket clients every week. I know most of you in here are in the coaching, consultant, course creating. I know we have, Charles, I thank you for being on. I know you're not a coach at this point, but as your team builds, as your business builds, you may very well be. So we're going to talk about how I enroll high-ticket clients every week, the importance of enrolling. And we're going to have fun with this, and we're going to have this as kind of, yes, the recording will go out to the people that have enrolled. You'll be able to jump in, you'll be able to follow up. So I'm going to set a little framework. At the end of the 5 days, I'll make an offer if you want to come on board and work with us inside of the Wealthy Coach. Obviously, nobody's required to. If it's for you, great. If it's not for you, that's okay. We're going to go over a lot of information. I'm going to keep it, even though we got a little bit of a delayed start today, I'm going to keep it anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. Because I do speak quickly, I believe the fact that I speak quickly is a reason you can understand quickly. And if not, then you can go back and look at the recordings. So I do want to jump in and just, again, tell you a little bit about me for those who don't know me. I'm the founder and creator of the Wealthy Coach system and the founding coach of Real Results Client Attraction Coaching. I have personally certified over 70 coaches in the last 3 years, and I've trained many more than that in the actual client attraction process. I have personally sold millions in coaching and consulting. Not only have I, but then my clients have sold even more, tens of millions. I worked as an inside sales rep. This is kind of for several coaching companies. I learned what they were doing, what was working, what was not working. And that's what I have brought into this. And so we're going to jump in. And guys, I'm going to ask, if you see somebody hop in the participant board, it's not showing me everything here. Okay, it is now. Okay, so if somebody hops in, I'll bring them on board. So I wanted to stay with this. The game plan is show up each day. It's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern, chatwithwayne.com, 1 hour sessions, and I am giving away prizes every day. If I'm going to get on something and learn, I want it to be fun. I want it to be fun. I want to be able to take and gain from that. And as I said earlier, Friday, I'll make an offer for the challenge if you want to come on board at a significant discount. So day 1, today, and what I use, there's a software, it's pretty neat. It's just called Random Number Generator. I'm going to put in everybody's name that was on the call. That's the key. You got to be present. Somebody's going to win our Podcast for Profits Masterclass. This is exactly how I create clients using podcasting. And podcasting doesn't have to be hard, guys. I use 9 times out of 10, I'm in my car. I'm using these Apple EarPods. I'm not fancy with it by any means. You know what? It produces high-ticket clients every single month. So we're going to give that away. Tomorrow, I'm giving away Author You, the book masterclass. If anybody's ever wanted to write a book, this is one my client just finished up. I've got a ton of my own books here, but how to get a book written, how to get it on Audible, how to get it in Amazon, how to get it on Kindle, everything that you need to do. Get a book out there so you can attract the right clients. Day 3, I'm going to do a 2-hour private strategy session. I'm going to give that away. We're going to look at your business model for 2 hours, 3 if need be. We're going to just really tear it apart. Now, based on my time schedule and your time schedule, we'll get that out in the next 30 days. Day 4, I'm giving away our Life Coach Certification Program. Now, this is so important because I have personally certified about 70 people through this over the last 2 or 3 years. And so this is, again, part of the prizes. Hey, hello, Miss Shannon. Thanks for jumping on. So this is, again, every day in our high-ticket coaching, this is what we're going to be giving away. Day 5, I'm actually giving away our Wealthy Coach course. Well, this is the full breakdown of everything that we teach is going to be given inside of this course. Now, that doesn't include coaching, but it's the full course. To win this day, be present. So Wayne, I want to start a podcast. Wayne, I want to write a book. Wayne, I want to learn how to sell and persuade better. Then these are the things we're giving away just because you've actually jumped on the call with us today. And I know we had some technical difficulties with Zoom in the beginning, so I'm going to offer this to everybody that watches the replay on day one. From then on out, we're going to be on the call. So here's what we're going to discover. Day one, we're going to talk about the proven map to wealthy coaching. Day two, we're going to talk about team, solo coaching, and lifestyle design secrets. I had to design the life I had. I worked inside sales rep for other coaches because I wanted to see what was profitable, what was not, what got changes, and I wanted to design a lifestyle I could enjoy. So we're going to talk about that. Day three, naming and creating your signature system. Day four, how to attract and create clients without ad spend. We're going to do it without advertising. And day five, how to close your next 2 high-ticket clients. Okay. Now, this is something I want to talk about today. What is high-ticket coaching? Why high-ticket coaching? And can you charge high-ticket? Now, the word high-ticket has really become, just kind of a cliche. And so I want you to grab a hold of this. And hey, guys, I see more of you jumping on board. Thank you for jumping on board. If you missed the first few minutes, catch the replay. But what is high-ticket coaching? High-ticket coaching is simply charging someone, and this is my word for it. It has a comma. If you're charging $500 for something, $900, $997, that's not really high-ticket. If you got a comma in there, if it's $1,000, $5,000, $25,000, that's high-ticket coaching. Friend of mine just last year, he sold 3 programs that were $100,000 each, sold 3 of them. Now he sold some smaller programs too. $100K for coaching is high ticket. So why high ticket coaching? And this is really where I want to get into as we begin this. If any of you are doing high ticket coaching now, hit me up in chat. Just say, hey, Wayne, here's what I'm selling. Here's the amount. Here's my ticket. Here's what I offer, and here's my ticket price. But why high ticket coaching? I think high ticket coaching is so important because you can work with less people, make more money, and then you can fully serve that person. You know, there was a number of years ago, probably 20 years ago, I was like, I'm going to write ebooks. I'm going to make these ebooks. Ebooks were the thing, and I'm going to get them out there at $7, $10, and I'm going to sell 1,000, 2,000 a month. The problem is all of the energy that goes into selling a $7 book, or all of the energy that goes into selling a $97 course, just wasn't there. Now, I know some of you on here in real estate, if you look at, maybe you sell a home. You sell a home and your commission check's $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000. There's a lot of work that goes into selling a home. There's a lot of work that goes into selling a home in most cases, but it also can be beneficial. So it really goes back to, is it worth the energy? Is it worth the effort? When we sell a coaching package, why high ticket? It eliminates those people. And this isn't, I don't mean this wrong in any way, but it'll eliminate a lot of people you don't want to deal with. And you're working with producers, you're working with people that can afford you. And again, that $4,000, $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, $20,000, you can fully serve that person. All right. So you're going to discover, and I know some of you on here, I don't know who is or who is not selling high ticket right now, but you're going to discover a lot of our secrets and systems of selling high ticket. Sometimes it requires a new mindset. If you've never sold anything over 10K, it's hard to ask somebody for 10K. If you've never bought coaching at 10,000, it can be hard to ask somebody for 10,000. So in the comments, in the chat, guys, and if you're watching this on the replay, just post it in comments. Let us know what is the highest price program you have purchased and maybe personally sold. Just let us know. I'm curious. Because what you sell and that number, it becomes a belief system. So, and understand this, price is only an issue in the absence of value. Price is only an issue in the absence of value. I would not buy and so let's flip it a little bit. My wife said, hey, Wayne, I kind of think I want another car. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So, hey, Gordon, thanks for putting in your comments. Thank you. 20K. Great. So my wife said, hey, I kind of want a new car. I'm like, great. I would not buy my wife. If you came to me, Chris, and said, Wayne, I've got the best car in the world. You're going to love this car. It's a wonderful car. And you showed me all the features and benefits of this car for your wife and your 4 daughters, and they're going to be safe in this car, and it's $500. I'm not going to buy a $500 car for my wife. I don't believe there's value there. So it's going to have commas, and it's going to have, it's going to be something I know there's going to be value in it. So when somebody's looking to purchase your product or service, they need to know this is going to bring value to me. And so we're going to jump into that. And the number one way to bring that value is to deliver that intellectual property. Your knowledge, your ability to share that will determine your success as a coach or consultant. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you can't bring it effectively to someone, you're never going to get paid. They won't know it. They won't see it. And some of you that are on here today have bought coaching from me. So some of the things you're going to see, you're going to be like, aha. And that's good because we're bringing value to you. So I want to unpack for those. Now, Gordon, thank you for answering what you've sold. But let's unpack. And I'm going to use this book here. This book, how many of you have read Zig Ziglar? I mean, I remember this book, when I was like 18, 19 years old. I just got into automobile sales. I read this book. I probably read this book 2 or 3 times, all the way through. I could probably more than that. I could tell you Zig's stories. So unpacking though, we're going to talk about different books, and I'm going to talk about different ways to unpack your intellectual property. Today, we live in an information society. All I have to do is type in any article or anything on Google, and it's going to give me hundreds of articles, thousands of articles. They're free, basically. A book, a $15 book. My buddy's book here that is, I don't even know what he sells this book, probably 12, 15 bucks. One of the first books I ever bought in sales. This is going to be funny, guys. It's so old school, but it's still funny. I just keep it here. Unlimited Selling Power, How to Master Hypnotic Selling Skills. This book was $12.95 25 years ago. Then we have courses, $97, $9.97, $19.97. Group coaching, private coaching. Here's the key. Every level has virtually the same information. Shannon, I know you may not be this. There was a program that you invested in from a number of years ago from me, and there's another level that we always talked about going up to, but it's almost the same information, just how much hands-on you get with it. So let's look at another book. How many's read Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference? If you are in sales, if you're in real estate, you're in marketing, this is a go-to book. It's a great book, really is. That book is $19.59 if you buy the hardcover. The Kindle is $19.99. The audiobook's $19. He's going to make $19 if you buy this, or a portion of that. A great book. The audio is better than the video. I mean, audio for me was really good. You could hear the stories. You could hear them. But look, he also has an online course. Look at the price for the online course. So what do you think I did? I'm one that spends money. So I bought the book. I bought the audio book. I got the course. And guess what? The course was actually not as good as the book. He didn't have some of the stories in there, some of the dialect. So, but you got a book, you got an online course, you have group coaching, and then that was sold out at the time. But he did offer personal coaching, significantly higher. Do you think he's going to teach you drastically different than what's in the book? Probably not. Yeah, with personal coaching, though, you will get that one-on-one. You'll get it related to your business. We'll get it related to your life. So this is why I want you to start looking at the intellectual property that you may be giving away now as a article, or maybe you're in a Facebook post. Maybe you've written a book. Maybe you've got a course. I want you to start looking at how you can actually scale those into group coaching, personal coaching. Okay. And this is going to be how we do it. I'm going to go over quickly the different ways you can do it. You can do it as an online course. You can do it as group coaching. You can do one-on-one coaching. And my favorite is going to be hybrid coaching. I mean, a hybrid is just kind of taking bits and pieces of all of it because people learn in different ways. I rarely create an online course now. If I have an online course, and there's a couple reasons why, if I can make it, the time it takes me to make an online course, I might as well create a coaching program around it and fully help the person. There is a place for online courses, and we'll get into that. Online courses, 100% scalable. That's the good thing. You can put it out on your own web. You can have a ClickFunnels, Kajabi. You can have it on Udemy. You can do it for $297, $19.97, and it's fully scalable. People just buy it. They buy it, you get paid. They buy it, you get paid. Okay? Group coaching. Group coaching is also very scalable. A number of group coaching programs I'm still in is at $297 a month. I'm in multiple group programs right now at $297 a month and have been for month after month, some of them year after year, because I'm receiving value. And how many clients do you need at $297? That's basically $300 a month. How many do you need to get to your goals? If you're at $300 a month and you have 100 clients, you're at $30,000 a month. Okay. So again, what depends on what you're trying to accomplish here. So one-on-one coaching is not scalable. Some of you on the call today do one-on-one coaching with me, and that's okay because I told you in the beginning, I only work with a handful of people on a one-on-one. It's not scalable without a team. The average price point is going to be about $5,000 all the way up to $100,000. I said my friend last year sold 3 at $100,000. $5 to $100,000 for that one-on-one coaching. But again, it's your time. Or if you look at some of the major coaching organizations, they'll hire another coach. For example, maybe this is my program, but I have Gordon teaching it. Gordon's one of the coaches, or I have Chris is one of the coaches. And so, but it's still not as scalable because that person can only work with so much. And now you're diluting your material down to other people. Hybrid coaching is my absolute favorite. Hybrid coaching usually goes anywhere from $3,000 to $100,000 if I'm selling it as a package. Hybrid is, here's your online material. Inside of the Wealthy Coach is a hybrid program. So we have our online, here's the Life Coach certification program. Here is our podcast for profits. Here's our book workshop. Here is our Wealthy Coach online portals. But then we also have access to me through a Slack channel, so you can get your questions answered. You have access to me through the Facebook groups, and then we have weekly semi-private coaching, which I keep right now to less than 10 people. If we get more than 10 people in it, I open up another room, open up another time slot. This is real important because now you can still really work with people. Now, I know people that do this with 200 people in a room. That's up to them. I personally like to keep it semi-private so we can still get the results everybody's looking for. So let's talk about, like I said, today our whole goal is just kind of mapping out why you want to do high ticket, some different deliverabilities, and now let's map out your game plan. And I'm not going to ask anybody if you want to hit in chat, but if you do, just hit it private, instead of everyone, just hit private. What's your income goal with coaching in 2021? What's your income goal? And we're going to start with income, and then we're going to reverse engineer it. This is simple math, guys. Today is going to be the simplest of the 5 days. I'm just going to kind of get an introduction to who I am and what we're doing here, and then we're going to break it down to the income goals. So I work with a lot of coaches, and what the number I normally hear is $10K a month. Wayne, I want to make $100,000 a year. And that's great, but sometimes what if you could hit 50? What if you could do 50,000 as a part-time coach? 50,000, and I always add 20% for miscellaneous. Things come up. So we got a $60,000 per year or $5,000 per month. $5K a month for some people is not enough. Some people's full-time income. One of the things I'm working with one client, and it's really interesting. He lives in Peru, or in that area, and he said, if I can make $5K a month and save it for the next 5 years, that's his goal, $60,000 a year for 5 years. And then his home will be paid for. He said, this is what I can do. His retirement plan is to coach part-time. He has a 5K program. So how many does he need to sell a month? One a month. So we're going to break it down. 100,000. Let's look at the 100K or 120, 10K a month. How do we get the 10K a month consistently every single month? And the word here is consistently. So we're going to reverse engineer the goal. It's really that simple. Somebody comes to me and says, Wayne, I need to make 50. I need to make 200. We always just reverse engineer it. If you had so let's look at a 10K business. If you had a $1,000 course, you would need 10 clients. When I first introduced the life coach certification, it was $997, basically $1,000. And we added more material. We went to 2,000. But at 1,000, I would need to sell 10 clients a month. That means I got to get 10 people to look at my program, discover us, look at it, get on a webinar, get on a sales call, whatever it may be, and then make a decision to come on board. And we did that. But what if I just gave a little more and made it a 2K program, gave more value? Now I've just got to work with 5 clients. But here's the beautiful part. What if it's 10K? Now I know that eliminates a lot of people. But if you're truly helping somebody change their business, you're truly helping somebody. Now all you have to do is work with one person. And if you if your goal was 100K a month or 100K a year, and you could work with just one person, how much could you serve that person? How much could you be there for that person? See, this is where I see Gordon shaking your head. You're right. We devalue our service when we lower our price, and then it hurts the person. If I still worked at $500 to $1,000 a course, this phone would blow up all day long. Because if I didn't serve them, they'd be asking for refunds. But when you serve them and fully serve them, ask for enough money that you can serve them. So here's the question. Is your program worth 5K, 10K, or 25K? Is your program worth that kind of money? If it can bring value. So let's talk about fees. Your goal, your fee, and how many sales per month you need to get there. And again, if you've never made 10K a month consistently, that's a very solid goal to hit. Number one, it's very realistic, it's very solid, and it's very helpful. Okay. So number one, never charge per session or per hour. I'm sure you've heard this. It bears repeating. Always set your price upon the promise of your coaching. And this is where a lot of people miss it. I was on Clubhouse, if anybody's enjoying that crazy app. But I was on Clubhouse the other day, and somebody said, Wayne, I've been a coach for 8 years. I'm at $300 per hour, but I cannot get consistency. Well, the reason is right here, when you set up $1 per hour, or even, hey, I'm $300 an hour, or maybe $800 for 3 sessions, whatever they were, you're competing with other per hour professionals. First of all, they may judge on what they get paid. Wow, you're $300 an hour? I only earn $50 an hour as an engineer. Why are you so expensive? Then they judge you on other fee-based professionals, attorneys, etc. So when you get but the number one reason is when you begin comparing your hourly fee, they go into the analytical mind. Have you ever just done something because it felt good? Like you saw somebody, you saw a system, you wanted to work with somebody, and you just felt good about that decision because it is an emotional decision. Then there's those other things that's analytical, and you're thinking about it. See, people will hire you for your results, not because your fee sounds familiar or sounds fair. But will people pay me $2,000 or more? I know many of you on here, you've been paid that. Yes? Okay, great. Can you save a marriage? Can you save a marriage? What's that worth to you? There was an ebook out years ago that it was actually a pretty decent ebook, but it was Stop Your Divorce. Now this ebook was like $67, and people were buying it. This man made a lot of money selling this ebook. But the whole point of the ebook was at the end, he's like, hey, for $600 and whatever, I'll give you this coaching session. So he went from a $67 ebook over $600, made millions helping people, because when somebody's desperate, they're trying to, can you save a marriage? And if you can save a marriage, then you can definitely get paid. Sorry, guys, somebody's trying to come in the room and it's not allowing me to let them in. I'm going to try it one more time. Hang on 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. Thanks. I think you're now in, Regina. Okay. So your signature system, people spend money on items much less valuable than your coaching. I want you to grab a hold of this. When I tell people, what are you charging? And they tell me 2,000 or 500, 1,000. I'm like, you need to be at 4,500. You need to be at 8,000. Now, I will preface this. There's exceptions. There's exceptions. If any of you at the end of this week say, Wayne, I want to work with you, we have it drastically discounted. The reason for the discount is because I know you are already in coaching and it's something I can help you expand. But most of the time when you're talking $5,000 or $8,000, people go, I can't afford that. I can't believe people will pay that for coaching. But what's their health worth? I know Regina is a health coach. She works from that and is spiritual. What's somebody's health worth to them? So I'm going to show you a few things I spent some money on last year. And you see that over there to the left, the big old Disney. It's amazing how much money we spend to see Mickey Mouse, but there was money that was spent there. There's an iPad that is sitting here somewhere. The new iPhone, the car. And, what do people spend money on that's not as valuable as your coaching? That's not as important as your coaching. So you need to start thinking, what can I do? Because price is only a factor in the absence of value. If you can change somebody's life, if you can help somebody double their business, if you can help somebody create a business that they truly love, instead of just a job they have to go to, what's that worth? So I'm going to give you a few examples of coaching that I either personally offered or one of my students offered, okay? Because I want you to see that people are paying for this. Happily Ever After romance coaching. This is something that I personally coached people through. It was an 8-week online course. Then we did weekly one-on-one calls for 90 days. And they had access to me by Voxer at the time. Instead of Slack, we used Voxer. I sold this by phone, and it was a $3,500 price point. Now, I'm not going to get into my ideal client avatar, how old they were, but this was a very profitable, and we saw big results. Real estate, social media coaching. Okay, 16-week online course, weekly group coaching, a private Facebook group, went from a webinar to a phone call, $8,500. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of this. Probably close to $1 million worth in this one right here. Digital marketing for insurance agents. Now, this is a little different because there was no coaching. It was this digital marketing platform set up. One onboarding session by phone or by Zoom, accessed by scheduled phone sessions if they wanted to look at results or tweak. It was sold by Facebook ads to a webinar. But check this out, $1,000 setup fee and $2,000 per month. How many of those do you need on the books to produce a good income? That's monthly, by the way. It's $25,000 a year with the setup fee. Fitness coaching for women. Fitness coaching for women, in-depth 4-hour one-on-one workshop. This was done by Zoom. Understand this. That's the beauty of technology. 4-hour one-on-one workshop. After the 4-hour one-on-one workshop, they had their exercise. They had everything they needed to do set up. Then they got a weekly update call that lasted 5 to 10 minutes. So it could have literally been, hey, Regina, this is Wayne. Wanted to check in on you, see how's things. Where are you at this week? Any challenges, any wins? 5 to 10 minutes, quickly. A group Q&A call by Zoom, and an updated monthly newsletter, which was actually printed and mailed. Check it out, $3,000 setup fee and $65 per week. $65 per week. So if you have one a week coming on board, you have a $3,000 paycheck. And then if you had just 10 on board, you got a $650 per week retainer on top of the $3,000 paycheck. So this was a very popular program, still a very popular program. This is not one that I run. This is one that I've actually helped set up some marketing material for. So I just wanted you to look at some of these examples, because you may not be in any of these areas, or some of these may be sparking an interest. But I want you to look at something. 8 weeks for 3,500, 16 weeks for 8,500, 2,000 a month, month after month after month, 3,000 and basically 260 a month. And these are real people that are selling high ticket coaching and are changing people's lives. And the reason I say this is because this was romance. This was love, okay? This was real estate. This is insurance. This was a physical health. If you'll help somebody in their relationships, you'll help somebody make money. You'll help somebody in those areas. People want, it's just a fact, people want to make more money. They want to have more energy. They want to look good. They want better sex. They want happiness. Everything we do is geared towards somebody happy. If you can truly give them what they're looking for. So we're talking today a lot about setting up your signature system, setting your price, because over the next few days, we're going to go deeper into the other areas. So I want you to, here's your homework for today. Inside, you can do it in chat, but I want you to go back inside the group, okay? Inside the event. And I want you to just go in and type in your program, your fee. Number one, you may pick up some clients, but hey, I offer one-on-one coaching. I offer group or semi-private. I offer Facebook groups. I have a combo. Here's my program. Here's my fee. Don't you just go in there and post it? Or here's what I'm thinking about offering. Your program and your fee. And if you'll post that in the group, then what I want to be able to do is jump in there and actually help you come up with how it's going to work. So this is part of this 5 days. We're going to actually work outside of this 1 hour window here. Duration of the program. How will you deliver it? Is it one-on-one? Is it group? Is it Zoom? And tomorrow, we're going to talk about creating the blueprint. So I want you to kind of get this map in your head. It's kind of like, this is how I want my house to look. Tomorrow, we're going to get the architect in here. We're going to start architecting and working it out. Does that make sense? And this is, again, what really excites me about this, guys, is I have sold millions of dollars worth of coaching. I sell these packages every week. And it has given me a lifestyle that's allowed me to go do what I need to do with my family. But I know I'm fully serving people now. In the past, I hope they got some service. I tried to service them. But it was almost too much. It was almost too much. Gordon, thank you for your post, man. Okay, so you need only 2 sales to make an extra 10K. Then we're going to talk over the next few days how to structure that out. We are going to be talking about podcast. Also, we're going to be giving away the podcast course. If anybody has any, if you have a podcast, that's a great way to build a business, period. The local podcast, you can do a health-related podcast, Regina. You can do any kind of podcast. That's a great way to get out there. Another great way is to be guest on podcast. And I'll give you a few in the group. If you're saying, hey, Wayne, I want to know more about podcast, I'll put in there some ways to get booked on some podcast. If that's something you really want to do. So we'll get you inside some of the podcast groups. Okay. Guys, I hope this has been good. I want to go back. Let me jump back into the screen. I want to share with you because I know some of you got on late. There was some technology issues. My apologies. So let me just kind of reset the room and let you know what we're going to do. 12 p.m. each day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, 1 hour sessions. And we are going to be giving away prizes at tonight. I use the software random number generator. All of your names will be in there. Somebody will win a prize each day. Now, you need to be present. You guys were present. You need to hit the share button. I'm going to ask you to share this. Let's bring people on board. Day 1, today I'm giving away Podcast for Profits Masterclass. This is 11 videos that show you exactly how I set up my podcast and exactly how you can do the same. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing Author You Masterclass. Day 3, we're going to give away a private strategy session. Day 4, our coach certification, which Regina, I know, has went through. And then day 5, our Wealthy Coach course. Now, today we talked about the map, the wealth coaching, why you need to be high ticket. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about teams. If you want to be a solo coach or if you want to be a team, you want to build a team. I'm a solo coach myself with a very small team, but I'm the one that does the coaching. I've worked in organizations where we had multiple coaches. And we're going to show you which way to go to build a lifestyle that you desire. Okay? Because each one has its pros, each one has its cons. We're going to talk about that. Wednesday, we're going to talk about naming and creating your signature system. Sometimes just the name of a program can just almost sing to the prospect and they'll come on board. Day 4, we're going to talk about how to attract and create clients without paid ads. That's why I personally didn't run any ads to this workshop. Will I run ads from time to time? Yes. I run none to this workshop because I wanted you to be able to see how it works. And day 5, closing your next 2 high ticket clients and show you how to do it every single week. So I want you to start thinking while you're waiting for tomorrow's call, while you're posting in the group, what would it look like? Just imagine maybe 30 days, 60 days, 90 days from now. What would it look like if you had a program that was $2, $3, $5, $10,000 and you could sell those every single week? What would your life look like if you just added another 10K a month to it? And I've got coaching friends that are like doing 50 and 70, just hit 100K months. Great. But what would your personal, if it isn't about everybody else, about you, what would your life look like if you had another 10, 20, 30,000 a month coming in? Where could you live? What could you do? And I'm going to show you the exact system that we use. So I wanted to say thank you all for jumping on board today. Thank you for filling out the, Regina wants to know about podcasts. Gordon wants to know about podcasting. Great. I tell you the guys, and I'm going to say this, most of my podcast, I do use this little microphone and GarageBand, free software. But a lot of my podcasts, if you listen, are done right here with the AirPod, driving in the car. I don't make it hard. I don't make it technical, but it has made me so much money. And it really has given me a lifestyle that I enjoy. So I want to say thank you for that also, guys. Any questions, guys? Anything that any questions anybody has? I want to say thanks for jumping on board. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute. We're going to go for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then we will actually go into this will be actually the replay. Is that a question, Regina?
Oh, no.
Okay. Hey, Heather, thanks for jumping on board.
I'm sorry, I'm driving, so I don't know if I unmuted or not.
It's okay. I want to say thanks for jumping on board. I want to say thank you all of you jumping on board. I know a lot of people were not able to get in with technical issues. That's okay. This will be in the masterclass. Be here tomorrow. Gordon, any questions? I want to say thanks, Gordon, for being on board. I was watching you this morning. Let me tell you something about Gordon. Gordon knows how to create content that engages. He knows how to tell those stories. I love it. So if you're in this group, be sure to follow Gordon also. Awesome, guys. All right. I will see you guys